Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Screen Seekers, which is now, well, for the time being, a weekly affair. We've upgraded it, haven't we, Alex?
Yes, because we were like, why not? Because it's good and fun to do, and we want to put out weekly.
So basically, what we're saying is we enjoy it more, like actually making it, than anyone would enjoy actually listening to it.
Yeah, it wasn't like demand from people. It was just demand from us because we were like, yeah,
We're bored.
we're bored.
And hopefully our sound issues have stopped. Anyhow, on today's episode, we will be looking, because it's spooky season, October. I mean, that's spooky season. We'll be looking at our favorite horror films and also our favorite horror games. We'll be playing Alex's new game, Rank My Hero, as well as returning games, Bus's Brain Box, and Intentions, and I'll be giving a review on Astrobot right at the end. Doesn't that sound juicy?
That sounds thrilling to me.
It does sound really.
And it should do to any listener who's bothering to listen to this.
So what we're doing is basically we're going to be listing our favorite horror films. But the sort of slight twist is that if one of us says something that the other has on their list, they have to, well, they can't do it. They can't use it, okay? So you want to be building out your favorite or best, depending on how you've approached this.
Yeah, I've kind of got a kind of weird list. Not really.
Okay.
It's quite good.
And I guess like you look at it, and hopefully at the end we see our list and we go, I would love to watch all these films in the spooky season, and I'd love others to watch it as well.
Yeah, and it's like I would never watch anything other than these films ever again in my life.
Okay, I didn't realize that was.
That's the challenge. That's the challenge.
So how should we decide who goes first? It's kind of like
coin flip. Do you have a coin?
No.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
What? That's not even a thing. Like that, you can't even do that.
And you can rig that as well. Okay, this instruction manual. We have an instruction manual here. It says instruction manual on top, and it shows the mics we're recording with, and then it's just blank with UK and CA, which is, I assume.
You're gonna flip
Yeah, I'm gonna
it?
flip that. I'm gonna throw it in.
I thought you were gonna like give me.
Are you
quiz
heads or
or something.
tails? Are you
my microphone
mic,
on?
or
on...
you just white like my shirt?
I'll go. Well,
I should be white like my shirt.
You go
shouldn't I?
white like your shirt. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't take that the wrong
that's
way.
so discriminatory.
Yeah,
But-
that's a word.
Let's flip it.
That was pathetic.
That
but
was so
okay.
fair.
I guess
It's me.
It's Alex. He's going first. So Alex, what? Now, I don't. This is no particular order, right? This is just.
Huh? What's your? You want to secure your favorite, don't you?
Oh, I think we should count down to make it even more risky. So you start at 10 and you go down. Because then it gets harder and harder to get. You know what I mean? Maybe is that a bit spicy?
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't even thought about that. Though. I haven't even ranked mine.
God.
So what is your
I don't know.
number 10?
I have 13 I can choose from.
Dude, I have like 20.
I know. But, okay, I'll just go with
Yeah.
the Descent. The Descent.
The Descent.
It's a good film. It's got hot girls in it. It's got caves, cave diving,
really.
darkness, creepy stuff. It's a good film. I like it.
Neil Maskell, is it? Is that the director? I think Neil Maskell. I think his name is, or Neil Marshall, something like that.
Yeah, I've no
British director.
But I'm putting a tick by that one because you cannot steal that.
It's a great choice. I
bet you're gonna put like. You're still gonna put like a great film at number 10, aren't you? Just to secure it.
Hey, Descent is a solid film. I watched it with my brother actually. I think for the first time, we watched it together, and he enjoyed it as well, which is saying something because he doesn't have an attention span.
Yeah.
I think particularly the sort of how low budget is and how they kind of got the special effects and everything of the creatures. Yes, that's a really good pick. I didn't even think of that one.
Yeah,
that's not on my list, so it's terrible. No, it's not.
Yeah.
What am I gonna pick for my number 10? I have so many.
Too many to choose
from. I'm trying to think of like what number 10 would be, and do I be like interesting or?
Yeah, do you go for a Descent or do you go for like what I said, like a banger, and then be like, oh, I should have put that number 1.
I'm gonna go for a film that I don't know if I had time. I don't know whether it would be on my top 10 horror films, but because of the aesthetic and the atmosphere this film has, I think it kind of leaves you, especially how I watched it, which was like in the dark with headphones, and that's Under the Skin.
Okay.
Under the Skin.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a horror. What,
Yeah.
or you just don't. You're not a massive fan.
Yeah. Is that the with
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan.
No.
But it's a good film.
It's directed by what's his name? He did
Good number 10 on the list.
he did he did.
Come on.
What's that film that came out? The bloody The Zone of Interest. He directed that. I'm trying to think what his name is.
I haven't seen that yet.
But yeah, it's a British sort of like a docu.
Wait, Glazer, wasn't it? Glazer.
Jonathan Glazer. That's him.
Glazer.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of sci-fi. It's very art house. It's very low budget. It kind of feels sometimes like a documentary, and it's got Scarlett in it, and she's sort of both very arousing and also incredibly scary at the same time.
Arousing and scary. I don't know. Do you want that? Do you want? I guess you want that in your mind, but you don't want them to be scary. I guess they're always scary.
Not many films do that.
No
and
offense.
I think she's brilliant, and the whole film it has this atmosphere that you just it just gives you chills, man. Right, what's next?
Oh, do I get to pick next?
Yeah, we're on rotation here.
Rotation. I'm gonna go for. Let's put Train to Busan at number 9.
Ooh, okay.
Because I was like, it's a good film. It's a great film.
Yeah.
I remember when I watched it. I was I think the ending as well was really good. I loved the ending. I don't know why. I can't remember, but it's something to do with a tunnel, and it's awesome. But yeah, I really enjoyed that film, and I mean. It's difficult. Oh, I know. I shouldn't have put number 10. I shouldn't have put that. But we're moving on. But
so for those that don't know, I mean, maybe we should actually tell people what these films if they don't. I mean, some of them are going to be maybe obvious, but
this
what
is
Train to Busan?
It's like a Korean, isn't it?
Yeah.
Korean zombie film.
It's set entirely on a train, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I can't. It's been ages.
Train films, right? They're really good. Like I haven't seen that many of like films set entirely on trains, but they're usually pretty solid. You know. You're trying to think.
I'm trying to think of train films, to be honest.
Bullet Train. That's great fun.
I haven't seen that.
Obviously we said Train to Busan. Kill, the Indian action film that came out this year.
Yeah.
Murder on the Orient. Oh wow. I mean, I haven't seen the original, but I wasn't a massive fan of the Kenneth Branagh.
No, yeah.
So maybe
it's alright. It's a pretty good film.
No doubt the original's good. Anyway, that's not spooky at all. Let me go to my number 9. Oh god, there's so many. I'm gonna go with a film that. Shall I go with that or shall I? Okay, I'm gonna. Do I go with something that's extreme or something that's quite sort of generic? And where do I want to put? Would I put that above that? Okay, no, I'll go with the extreme because I think so. I'm gonna put Martyrs as my next one.
I've seen Martyrs.
Now, Martyrs is a French horror film that's perhaps one of the most extreme, films you can sort of watch. It is to call it a sort of a torture porn film is kind of an understatement, and also it kind of undersells what it actually is. But it's absolutely relentless. I would not recommend it to most people, but if you have the stomach for it, the payoff, this film is quite long. It feels very long, and by the time you keep watching it, you think, what is the point of this film? And then all of a sudden, it kind of dawns on you towards the end. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, Martyrs is utterly mental. Don't watch it with maybe just don't. No, do watch it because it's
just watch it on your own.
Yeah, maybe, or maybe if you do watch it with other, it's kind of like, I don't know. I wouldn't maybe call it a sleepover film, but it is a film you can kind of watch with your mates with some drinks. Maybe that might help. Maybe I don't know, but give it a watch.
The torture porn or whatever.
Yeah, that's what the sort of genres of.
Watch it with your mates with some drinks. Great genre to watch with the mates with the drinks.
As long as you're like over 18, and even then you're kind of pushing it.
Yeah, 20. You have to be over 21 for this one. Maybe 25 even. Okay, is it my turn again?
Yeah, number 8.
Number 8. I think I'm gonna go for. I don't want that on my list. But
What have you got?
I don't know. I'm
I'm a bit worried though that you'll start taking some of these ones I want to have like higher up the list.
that's the thing. I don't know.
So far, you haven't picked any that are on my list. I mean,
well,
you only done
yes.
two, but
Neither of you.
yeah, it's only done two.
Neither of you.
Maybe we're gonna have a completely different list. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
I'm gonna put.
Mm.
I don't want it. I'll put Misery there. Why not?
Ooh,
Misery.
That's a good one. I
Why
don't have
not?
that on my list,
Why
but
not?
I was going to. I saw.
I was like, the thing is, mine are like kind of they're all good, and then like I kind of like I'd want them higher on my lists, but the ones that I've got higher on my lists are too good.
So what is Misery for those that don't know?
Misery is with James Caan and Kathy Bates, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's about a writer who gets trapped, who has an accident in a snowstorm and is found by this Kathy Bates. And is taken to her lodge, and he's basically trapped there to write his next novel, which she's a massive fan of, and she just torments him mentally, and if you get far enough in the film, maybe physically as well, maybe. But yeah, it's a very nice horror, nice scary horror, like tense. It's very tense.
Yeah, because it's set mostly in like one room, isn't it?
Yeah,
A lot of it is set in that room.
Yeah,
it's kind of got like a Hitchcockian vibe to it.
Yeah,
Directed by
because he's also like wheelchair bound for like most of it.
I'm pretty good when it comes to violence and things. When it comes to like my tolerance for it, but one of the scenes in Misery with the hammer.
Oh yeah, like the famous scene. Yeah,
horrendous.
Yeah,
and it made me flinch so hard. I'm still recovering.
It's probably gotta be on lists of like most violent
horrific.
or like.
It's not even. Yeah, it's not even.
Because you kind of don't see it coming as well.
No, it's just.
And it is horrific.
So look forward to that if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, go watch it.
Okay, what are we on now? 7, is it?
7.
Oh God.
Wait. This was 7, yeah.
Yeah, I'm on my 7th now.
7.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a more known. Should I go weird? I'm gonna go with, and this again, I'm not sure I'm confident in placing it here. I'm gonna go with Nosferatu. Now, not the original though. I'm gonna go with Herzog's Nosferatu. Werner Herzog's Nosferatu, which I remember watching, and I don't actually remember much about it.
No, yes,
but I remember Klaus Kinski, and I love Klaus Kinski, and he's just utterly
he's in it.
weird in it.
Yeah.
And the whole like that city they get to with all the rats that are just swarming this like deserted sort of European town. It just got such an atmosphere to it. And that's what I remember from it, is the atmosphere and Klaus Kinski and how sort of strange it is. And yeah, I just remember the rats and the boat coming in, and very topical as well because there's a new Nosferatu coming out in a couple months. So
no, yeah, that should be good. Should be fun.
But yeah, that's mine really. Yeah.
So is it number 6? Number 6.
And very different for Herzog, who usually does very character-focused dramas.
Yeah.
And kind of dips his toes into surrealism a little bit, and also realism. And this was like his horror film. Yeah, it's really interesting. Number 6.
So now I've got to. The thing is, I've got to like. Do I want a diverse? Or do I want like?
That's what I'm trying to do. I think.
Yeah, I think I'll go for diverse. So number 6, Diabolique. I'm gonna go for.
Ooh, that
it's
was on my list.
It is on your list, is it?
Bastard! I was gonna use
that. I think 1954. I'm gonna say something like that. Around the 50s, I think. Like in a school. Is it set in a school?
Yeah.
Like a woman in a school.
Yeah.
And there's like a killer after her. I can't really remember much, to be honest. But it's a really good film. It's really good.
It's I think that a lot of people say it's the most Hitchcockian film that Hitchcock didn't make.
Yeah.
Because the twists in it are balmy.
Yeah.
It looks gorgeous and it is creepy. I'd love to give it another watch because
Yeah,
again
same.
the atmosphere and the bath.
Yeah.
That's what you
What
remember.
what I think of it is the baths,
Yeah,
the hallways at night. I think she wakes up in the middle of the night and it's just like, oh,
it's really
always,
good.
always, oh.
Yeah, that's due for a rewatch. I think at some point. Right. What number is this now? Was it?
Five.
Is this 5? Oh my god.
Wait, that was 6. That was
Oh,
6.
that was 6. Okay, I'm 6. Okay, I've got some wiggle room here. Oh my god, I got so many. Okay, I'm gonna go with one that probably one of the most mainstream films we've had so far. I'm gonna go with The Conjuring 2.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. You said.
It's not on my list. I didn't think of it.
So yeah, obviously James Wan, I'm a big fan of. He's done so much. I was so tempted to put *Malignant* on here because I just love that film for how utterly balmy that.
It
film
is scary as well.
But I chose *Conjuring 2* because I think it comes with that British aesthetic that film has over the other one. I think *Conjuring 1's probably a better film in a way, but *Conjuring 2*, that sort of like old terraced house, I think it's in London or wherever it is, based on the Enfield haunting.
Yeah.
It just has like a very apart. There's some crap in it where like the nun stuff doesn't quite work. There's like the crooked man is in. There's quite a lot like chucked in this film, but the core thing with the family, and the sort of the old man, on his rocking chair. That film terrified me, and I think it's just.
Did you have a terrifying part? I do. I have the most terrifying part I've ever been scared of, especially in a cinema.
There's some good jump scares in there.
Do you know the fire truck? The fire truck coming into his room?
Oh.
Like, for some
okay,
reason, that terrified the crap out of me. I don't know why, because I don't know. It just terrified me in the cinema.
I think it was just the man like sat on his chair going, "This is my house," and like the whole. I think he's in the reflection of the TV is a great jump scare. Conjuring 2 is great fun, and you also get to witness Patrick Wilson doing a Elvis.
Yeah, Patrick Wilson's great.
Yeah. So, yeah, there we go.
That jump scare is nothing compared to that fire truck.
Conjuring 3 is utterly crap, so don't even bother. And 4 is probably going to be just as crap, so there we go.
Ooh. We're on number 5?
We're halfway through.
So this is
time
number
for an ad break. Not a joke. We're not sponsored.
Oh, man.
Also, when you said Kathy Bates earlier, I nearly thought Kathy Burke. And I thought, no, that's the wrong one.
Yum. I think I'm going... Because I'm going to go...
You better not take
one away. I'm going to go Jaws.
Ooh! That wasn't on my list.
Because apparently it is a horror movie.
Yeah, I
looked
felt guilty.
Yeah, I looked on lists. But to be fair, sharks terrify me. The thought of sharks underneath me when I'm in the sea, even though it's not shark-infested waters, my God. Even in the pool when I was younger, like, deep ends, I thought there were sharks in there.
Damn, small sharks.
And I was like,
I mean,
big sharks.
You say
big sharks with big teeth.
Big teeth.
Gonna
you say it's not a horror film, but and this is a semi-true story.
I mean,
jump scares. I used to be a baby, but you kind of get accustomed to them.
Yeah.
But I watched again Jaws with headphones on, and the jump scare in the wreckage of the ship is by far the most I've jumped in my life. I literally shouted out loud.
There's jump scares in Jaws?
There's one jump scare, which is that one, and it's apt because it just comes out of nowhere. It's the body coming. I mean, spoilers if you haven't watched Jaws, but come on. A body comes out the wreckage of a boat they're underwater looking for.
Right. Yeah,
and I shouted. I actually did shout aloud.
I haven't seen Jaws since COVID. Facts.
Jaws is so good.
It is. I should rewatch, but I'm scared.
There's nothing to say about it other than
because sharks are scary.
So and the best Zolly shot ever.
And other reasons.
Right.
But yeah, that's Jaws, number 5 for me.
Oh God, this is getting really hard because we're down to. I'm really worried about what you're going to pick. I think I know what you won't pick, which is quite nice. But I think I also know what you might pick. I'm kind of regretting some of my early decisions because I didn't realize how different our list would be. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna. Why is this like? It shouldn't even be hard because there's no stakes here really. It's just for fun. I'm gonna go with Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it on your list?
That's not on my list.
I watched this semi recently, actually, within the last like year or so. And unlike a lot of horrors that we've been talking about, or even that most people know about, this is like a sun-drenched horror where it's so bright and hot and humid. There's no like, I don't think it's like any darkness in it really as such in terms of the lighting and thing. I don't think it's set at night or anything. But I just remember, I think the sound of that film. By the time you get to the end, it's deafening. It's just that the sound design in that film is really quite something, and you don't realize it until you get to that end, and the film stops, and you can still hear the chainsaw just screeching out. It's just brilliant. It's great. It's the acting's fine, but it just grips you. I think it's not very long, and it's just yeah, it's a good time in lovely America.
I miscounted.
What are we on?
Well, yes. So next will be number 6.
No. We've done loads.
What were we on about?
No, next one is no way number 6. Oh, you mean our 6th one?
Yeah. So it'll be number 4.
Oh my god, you're confusing me. Yeah. Well, you miscounted on your list. Is that what you're saying?
6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So I'm one short. But well.
Well.
I'm gonna go for
Yeah.
Night of the Living Dead.
Ooh.
It's not original on my list, but I thought why not? Because it's I watched it, I rewatched it again a couple of months ago, and yeah, it is so damn good. All those Romero films are good. Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead has such a hot scientist in it. She only did one film, unfortunately, but Night of the Living Dead is. If you haven't watched it, it's a classic. Such a good classic.
You can watch it for free as well because
George
Romero sold the rights to it, so it's in the public domain, so you can watch it for free. Legally you can watch it for free.
You can legally, illegally watch it.
No. Yeah, so it's a great one. It's just so simple, and obviously those political sort of undercurrents are just great. It just lifts it up a bit.
Yeah, it's just set in like one house, isn't it?
Yep.
Except for the start when they getting to the house.
And the best adaptation of Night of the Living Dead is Assault on Precinct. Oh god, what number is it? 16? Is it 16? Assault on Precinct something 16. It's John Carpenter's basic version of Night of the Living Dead, but instead of zombies, it's like a sort of a gang, and it's a police station, and they're under siege. It's so good. Right, number 4, is it?
Yeah.
Holy crap. Oof.
Wait. Yeah.
Oof.
Wait.
I think I've messed myself up. I think I'm gonna miss 1. No, I'm gonna miss one that I really wanted.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3.
Can I go back and replace?
No.
God damn
We
it.
cannot.
I should have actually listed them like a proper person rather than just a massive.
Yeah, I just listed like a massive list. I think I've counted correctly.
There's actually 2 that I'm gonna have to kill. That sucks. But I'm gonna go with my heart. I gotta go with my heart. I gotta go like, what would I? If I could only watch 4 more horror films ever, which ones would I go with? And I think you're gonna pick that one, so
no.
I'm gonna go with Let the Right One In.
Okay.
So this is a Swedish vampire horror film. It's actually one of the early films I watched that was a foreign language film that completely blew me away, and I thought, I can't just not watch these types of films because of subtitles or whatever. It's so damn good. I mean, the remake is okay, actually. The remake, Let the Right One, Let Me In, I think it's called. Is it Let Me In? By Matt Reeves, who did Planet of the Apes and Batman. He did a pretty good remake, American remake, but the original is so good. It's utterly gorgeous. It's got a great story about this young boy and this young vampire girl, and it's very sweet, but it's also very graphic and very dark. And it's set in like the winter, and it's just thick with snow. This sort of
Thick with snow.
this kind of council estate, this like European, I don't know, Sweden or wherever it's set. It's really damn good, and the best scene, the best swimming pool scene in any film ever.
Oh, take that how you would
Is that our
want
next?
it.
Is that our next like category? Best swimming pool scenes in films. Might be some dodgy ones. What is your number 3?
But this is number 4.
3.
3, because we've got 4 left. I've got 6 ticked off.
What?
I've got 6 ticked off. Train to Busan, Descent, not Misery, Night of the Living Dead, Diabolique, and Jaws. So I got 4 more to pick.
Oh, maybe I'm alright.
And talking about the number,
Okay, we'll go with that. Whatever. I mean, I get more choices.
so the number 7 spot, I'm gonna put Wreck.
Oh,
REC.
not on my list.
Should be.
Oh yeah,
should
you
be.
love Wreck.
I love Wreck.
Yeah.
And the series of Wreck, it did inspire one of our films. Go watch them. Innocent Clowns. But you know, it's about. Well, the first one's about a news reporter reporting like an incident.
She's also got a speech impediment as well.
Incident at an apartment block, because she's like a nighttime presenter, you know, or 24/7 film team, but she's the night team. And she goes to the apartment block, and there's trouble. There's zombie trouble. Infection trouble, which I love infection films. I love zombie films. And yeah, it's just all filmed first person, I guess, because it's fan footage. Fan footage / first person. I love it. But yeah, fan footage. I love fan footage films.
Yes. Oh shit! I just thought of a couple more, but that's we could do honorable mentions afterwards. Yeah, Wreck is really good. Again, I think like the intensity of that film when it starts to ramp up, it never stops. And I think, is it the last scene in the dark in the top?
Oh yeah,
that's terrifying, dude. That's absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. Oh.
And again, like turn up your volume or put headphones on because the sound is so damn good in that film. Because everyone there's like scenes where people are just shouting at each other, and you're like, I can't. I mean, you can obviously read the subtitles, but like it's so overwhelming.
Yeah, it's Spanish, isn't it?
It's so good. It's really
subtitles. It's great. I love it.
Right. So what number is this now? How many more do I have to go?
So you need 4 left.
I got 4 more. Okay. We're so professional here at
4 left.
Seekers.
At least I can count. I think.
I'm gonna be so pissed off if you pick that, but you might not. You probably will though. You definitely will. There's no way you haven't thought of this, so I should pick it now to stop you.
Oh no, please don't.
I'm gonna go with The Shining.
Oh no, that was gonna be like my number 2. Why is it number 4?
I knew you were gonna pick it because I knew you were gonna pick it. I knew it. Yeah, I mean, what is there to say about The Shining has been said. It's, I think, probably my favorite Kubrick film. It probably is. I've seen it like twice, but it's probably my favorite Kubrick film. I watched I've told this story to you before, but I watched this the 4K version a couple of years ago, and I actually felt worse as the film went on. I felt more sickly. I had like a fever. By the time the film ended, I had like a full-on fever. But it felt like it added to the whole like sort of atmosphere and aesthetic of the film. Obviously, I didn't realize I had COVID, but it really did add to it, and it kind of just pulled me into. And I'm not even talking about like, obviously there's loads of discussions and discords about what The Shining is and all these different secrets and all these different. Things like that, but I just enjoy it because I think it's just so captivating. Jack Nicholson at his best, and yeah, I mean, what is there not to like? It's art house, but it's I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't sort of it doesn't isolate the viewer from its main key story.
Yeah, I've watched it since I was a kid, like every year or so, except for recently. COVID
You watch
was
it
last.
every year.
Almost I did with
Jeez.
like every Christmas.
I feel
It's
bad for
Christmas
taking it
film.
off your list now.
But yeah, I see things like differently all the time. Jack Nicholson in that film, not a bad guy, not a bad guy at all. Trust me,
You
trust me. Yeah, I'm his lawyer, and I have my theories, maybe for another episode. But you know,
Okay, well,
he's a good guy.
I've just taken that off you. So, what?
Yeah, thanks for that, Jake. I've got to think of or have a crap one at number 1 just for fun. So it's number 3 now.
I hope so. I'm just going through my
Okay.
list and just ticking them off.
I'm gonna take one from you then. I'm gonna say Alien
Okay. Yeah.
because I don't want it as number 2.
Yeah.
I was gonna put like number 1 or
That's-
something, but
that's
I don't
good.
want you to.
That was definitely coming up. Yeah.
Steal that one. But Alien, Ellen Ripley, Sigourney Weaver, Weaver,
Weavy.
very weavy, in and out of those vents.
Are you
Run away from that
is Alien your favorite of the franchise?
Yeah, the original's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
Aliens is really good though. Number 2. I haven't seen.
You don't need to see anymore. Apart from,
I've seen 3 and
Romulus.
4, and I haven't seen like. I think I might have seen Covenant and those ones, but
Yeah.
I don't remember them. Romulus was good.
yeah.
Recently out.
Yeah.
Those Alien Isolation vibes.
Alien just again, I showed my brother this because he's an interested in measurement of film because he's a lot younger than me, and nothing really happens in that film for like an hour. But
yeah, but
it's so captivating
Yeah.
in that first hour of character work and
yeah,
the first
set
death.
design and
The
everything.
first death of
John Hurt.
no, not John Hurt. I didn't mean that. I mean obviously John Hurt dies. R.I.P. John Hurt. Harry Dean Stanton. Is it Harry Dean Stanton?
What? First death.
Harry Dean Stanton. That's his name. He gets pulled up into the they're in like that engineering bay, and he gets
Yeah.
pulled in, and Ridley Scott cuts to like the cat. Looking up at
That's
the-
like the second death, dude.
it's
Because John
so
Hurt
good.
dies first.
That death is so good. But yeah, anyway, Alien is so good.
Yeah.
Set
love it.
design, everything. We don't need to talk about Alien. It's just so
We
good.
need to know aliens. We'll get facehuggers and everything. But yeah, that's my 3rd spot, I guess. Sadly, number 1. Got to think now of.
Right, so
number
you've
2. Well,
taken that.
I mean, so yeah, you've taken that.
I know you're not going to take that, and I'm pretty sure you won't take that. So, and how many have I got left? 3.
2. Wait,
2.
you got 3.
I got
2.
3. Shit. My list is not. I should have gone more. I should have been more confident in my choices. Because I feel really bad for not picking that one now. But then I'd feel bad. Tell you what, I'm not going to pick that. I'll just. I'm going to go with. You're not going to pick any of these, I don't think. I don't think these are on your list. I'm going to go with the Babadook.
No, that's not on my list. I can
Um,
confirm.
The Babadook is. I remember watching it at the cinema. I think a couple of us went. And like I said, I'm a baby. Absolutely terrified me. Probably the most scared I've been in the cinema ever. It's basically a fairy tale, a dark fairy tale, sort of wrapped in the trauma of sort of motherhood. And yeah, it's got a very strange vibe to it. I think it's great. The acting is really good. I think just the sort of the use of the symbolism of the Babadook and the iconography of him, and just the hat and all the. Yeah, I need to rewatch it. It's by an Australian director. I'm trying to think of her name, but yeah, it's not much. It's just very simple, just about a mother and a son, and she's really struggling after her husband. Spoilers died. I mean, it's right at the start of the film, but
Yeah. It's a
and then
cause.
they sort of receive this pop-up picture book, which I've always wanted. I remember they used to sell them, used to be able to buy the book, but I never did.
Wine like W.H. Smith.
No, like online. No, it wasn't.
So your corner shop next to you has a Babadook horror.
I always
film
wanted
book.
to get it, but now I think they've just remastered it in 4K, so that's alright. But I'm bored of it. But yeah, the Babadook just
No, yeah, that's a good
great
shout.
sound design as well.
Good shout. Good shout. Is it me next?
It is.
Number 2? 1,
Yes.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I'm so annoying. I didn't. pick
Okay.
that. We should get one swap.
No. I'm gonna go
I'm interested.
because I don't think you're gonna put those ones at like number 1 or number 2. It's something I would do. I'm gonna say Psycho
Ooh, okay.
as number 2.
That's a good one.
It's not on my list, but I just thought of it, and it's just like
It's not on my list, but I'm gonna put it on there anyway.
yeah, no.
Now it's on your list, boy.
Because yeah, it's just great.
We're great reviewers,
And
aren't we?
and
'Cause it's great.
Well, yeah, like because it changes. Because you think it's about the woman, don't you? But she, like,
I wish films.
psychos it halfway through the
I wish
film.
the films had the confidence to do that, because I don't know
Yeah,
many films that would kill their protagonist halfway through the film.
Yeah, I love that idea. I want to do that.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just such a good film. Taking inspiration from it.
Is it your favorite Hitchcock?
I guess so.
It's not mine, but
I don't know.
it's up there.
That would have to be another. I'd have to think about that.
Okay, I'm not pressuring you.
Like me with films, I could watch like some films last week and just forget about them. My memory when I was watching films constantly was terrible when recording films.
But Psycho is you remember that? I mean, not just
Yeah.
the shower scene. I remember there was a great interview with Scorsese about Psycho and the way it was edited, and he said that there's one scene where Bates is he's like in the reception room, I think, of the motel, and I think they're questioning whether something like I don't know if I think there's police there or something, and there's questioning about the girl. I can't remember the girl's name, but the girl the protagonist that dies. And in that scene, there's cuts in it that replicate the cuts of the knife. So there's actually like cuts in that scene when they're getting closer, like they sort of, they're asking around where's she gone, and there are cuts to like in that scene of them just talking that replicate the cuts of the knife.
What do you mean
in the
by
shower scene? I can't really elaborate anymore because
like
I
the
can't
rhythm
remember.
of the
Yeah, there's like cuts to I think like the sign of the Bates Motel, and then it like cuts back to Norman, and like as they're sort of talking about what happened to her or what where she's gone. I can't remember like the interview exactly, but go try and find it somewhere. It's Scorsese talking about the editing, and it's just when you're
Sounds
like, oh
interesting.
shit, these guys are really smart. Anyway, I probably just butchered that completely. Probably talking about something completely different. So this is number 2, yeah.
Number two.
Shall I put one that you won't like, or shall I put one
Wait, what?
that most people like?
What?
Either go with the majority or the minority.
We've got one left, and I don't. You're not gonna choose this one as your top one.
I'm
mean-
fascinated to know what you've picked.
I mean, I've got it.
it's gonna be so.
I-
I'm trying to think
I
what it
mean,
could be.
It's good. It's a good film.
Yeah, no
I
doubt
like the
it is.
film. I like the film.
If it's on my list, it'd be fine. Oh, will you go with that? That'd be interesting.
It'd be weird if you said like my top one now.
I really want to go with the majority of what people think is one of the best horror films of all time, but I'm afraid
Okay.
because I've completely
Mine certainly is not,
because I've fucked up my list, I can't put it on there.
and I did not fuck up my list.
And I'm gonna put a film on here which I know that you will be like, yours is sigh. But I know that any listener, well, hopefully, any listener will be with me. I'm gonna put Evil Dead 2.
I mean, it's all right. No. To be fair, if I rewatched it, no, the reason I didn't like it was because way back when I first watched it, I was just starting watching like movies, and it was like my first stop motion film. And when the stop motion comes in, I was like, "That's shit."
Wow.
But
Just
but now it
anyway,
might be like,
I love Evil
good.
Dead 2. I think it's the best of the franchise. I think it is a comedy horror, and it leans into more comedy than horror. It's not scary at all. But the stop motion, the effects, this is what Evil Dead kind of became. And I think that the problem with Evil Dead 1 is, even though it's great, it takes itself too serious, and it can't match the tone with the acting and the script. But Evil Dead 2 just knows what it is, and he just has a complete... And obviously, a fun fact, obviously, Evil Dead 2 was initially going to be just a remake of Evil Dead 1. Because Evil Dead 1 no one knew who that film was, so Sam Raimi thought, I'm gonna shoot the half of the film again as most of Evil Dead 2. He was gonna completely redo Evil Dead 1 as like at least the first half of Evil Dead 2. But he changed his mind, and he just did a sequel because people started to actually know what Evil Dead was. Evil Dead, just a shout out to Evil Dead. The franchise is really good. I don't think we've had a bad one. I mean, if you're Alex, maybe Evil Dead 2. But I think we've had a really great... It's one of the very few horror franchises that so far hasn't had a bad one. So, yeah.
I beef with it though. But
yeah. That's what's stopping us from making the full jump to friendship. Evil Dead 2. What is your... No, I can't wait. I'm really curious on what your number one is.
You're going to be like, what?
And I'm wondering if it's on my list.
It's... Okay. It was going to be my number 3, by the way. But you put The Shining. You did the Shining move. And I was like, okay, I have to secure Alien, etc., etc. Because this is not going to be your top number 1. I put 28 Days Later. Because I really like that film. It's great. Cillian Murphy. Zombies.
There's a lot. How many zombie films you got on your list?
Well,
that's like
that's...
3.
Huh?
You got 3, haven't you? 3 zombie films. I mean, I'm not dissing.
Oh, you saying I don't have lots?
No, I'm saying you do have lots of zombie films.
Well, yeah, it's like horror, zombies.
All right.
It's like...
I don't think I have 1.
That's like the crux of horror.
Oh no, you have 4. You have 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 was unsaid.
Oh.
But it was 28 weeks later.
No, 20 Days is great.
Yeah, I love it. Cillian Murphy, where before he was...
You looking forward to 28 years later or whatever it's called?
Wait, yeah, that's coming out, isn't it? Next year or something?
I think it's not too far away yet.
That would be so good if that actually happens.
Will it, though?
So good. I don't think it will happen.
No, it will happen. It's being filmed, but will it be good? I'm not so sure.
It's almost been like 28 years, hasn't it?
I mean, Danny Boyle. Yeah, he hasn't had a good film in a while, has he? But
Well, yeah, but
hopefully
it's a good franchise, so it's like, how can you fuck it up, really?
it's just zombies. I feel like we've had so many zombie stuff since 28 Days Later kind of came out and showed people what zombies could be again.
But yeah,
I feel like we've had so much. How's it gonna like define itself?
well, it's just defined itself through the series, isn't it? Just do more 28 Days Later. Just give us another 28 Days Later, but make it.
I thought like
28
28
years.
weeks was fine.
Yeah,
But
I love weeks.
scene.
I love weeks.
Okay.
I love weeks.
The opening scene is so good.
Days is better.
Oh yeah. Right, my number 1, to no surprise of anyone that probably ever knows me, is Hereditary.
Okay.
A very easy pick for me. I knew that was going to be my number 1. It's the first film I put on there. I, again, on about being scared out of my mind. But every time, what did you say about The Shining? Like, similar with me, every time I watch Hereditary, I see something new in it.
Yeah.
And it's so damn terrifying, and it's so... I think dread like drips through that whole film, and I think initially I loved it, but I wasn't sure on the ending. But now watching it again, I'm so completely convinced by that ending and how kind of I think it's Ari Aster is most kind of controlled and contained. I think his other films are just for me a bit too sort of like blah. He just like, explodes all his ideas everywhere, and there's no sort of containment to it. Especially with Beau is Afraid, but Hereditary I think is so focused in and obviously with like Toni Collette and also the newcomers as well. It's just really damn good.
Yeah.
Great score as well, which I'm pretty sure I nicked for one of our horror films.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that was our top 10 films. Is there any honorable mentions you'd like to shout out that didn't make your list that maybe should have?
28 weeks later.
20
Maybe
weeks later?
Audition, but I was like, I can't really
Ooh, so-
remember Audition, but I remember it's like really messed up and really scary.
And just what was your list? Just to read it out from the top.
Alien, The Shining, 28 Days Later, Jaws, Diabolique. It was Dawn of the Dead, not like Night of the Living Dead.
Oh, you put Dawn.
Yeah.
You put Dawn, the night.
Yeah, but I was like, I'll put Night in there instead.
Oh, night's much better.
And then Misery, Wreck, Audition, The Descent. 28 weeks later, Train to Busan, and I put Talk to Me. I have beef with Talk to Me, but it's a good film.
Talk to Me.
It's a good film.
I don't think Talk to Me is as clever as it thinks it is, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Mine were, oh god, I haven't got this in order, so it'd be fun. Hereditary. Then oh god, what did I have after that? Babadook. The Shining. Let the Right One In. I can't remember what order I was in. Martyrs, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Under the Skin, and Nosferatu. I think that's it.
Oh wait,
And Evil Dead 2.
were you reading out the list that you made?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just I was reading out the ones that I'd had.
And then
you know,
honorable
the
mentions that I didn't put on there, which I really wanted to. The big one.
list I'd already made.
There's loads on here, which I'm like, why didn't I put it?
I messed up.
The Exorcist. I was so close to putting The Exorcist on there, and I didn't. The Thing.
Yeah.
Scream.
Yeah. Meh.
Onibaba.
Oh yeah.
When Evil Lurks. Barbarian. And Freaks. That was my ones. Onibaba. Probably the best wind sound effects you've ever heard in your life. Makes wind scary. No, that's impressive. Okay. We've been going for quite a bit, but we're still going to keep going because who cares? We're going to quickly go through our favourite horror games. Now,
Okay.
this is only a list of 5.
Yeah. So are you going back and forth now?
Yeah, we're going back and forth. So there's only 5.
Wait, is it top to bottom?
If you, yeah, could do.
Yeah, top to
And I think just from the get-go, yeah, I mean, I hopefully we won't have any sort of controversial ones.
Who goes first?
And yeah, it goes without saying no series as well.
Wait,
We didn't do that with films. to be fair,
no
but
series.
Yeah, like a series of games. Individual. I mean, I guess that stands to be obvious.
All right, okay, that clarifies something for me.
I think. Well, wouldn't it make sense if I went first because you went first?
Okay,
last?
sure.
Number 5.
Oh, you're doing number 5. Okay.
Counting down from number 5. Oh god. See, I don't know if that's allowed, so I don't. I'm already like, yeah. I'm gonna go with. You won't pick that. I know you won't pick that, and I know you won't pick that, so I can keep those. What do I want to take from you, though? You know?
Why do you want to take?
I don't know. Yeah, why do I want to take? That's a good point, actually, Alex. Well done for clarifying that. I'm gonna go with Until Dawn. Until Dawn remains one of the best sort of story-driven horror games that Supermassive have put out. We've played all the Dark Pictures and stuff, but I think Until Dawn is still kind of the champion. Came out, it was originally going to be a PS3 game driven by motion controls. They realized that wasn't going to sell anything because no one really cared about motion controls because the Wii did it well, but then the Kinect came out and nobody cared. And then they were like, oh, we need to make this into a better game. So they went back and they kind of completely revamped it. And it came out for the PS4 in, 2018 or something like that, in August. And it was kind of like an underdog, and it really hit really well. And I think it's just one of the very few games which promises consequences and really does deliver. I've played that game at least 6 or 7 times, and trying to work out how to save everyone or it's just so much fun. And it looks great. It looks so good that the remake coming out next month doesn't look very impressive because the original was so good and they haven't done much to it. So
yeah,
Until Dawn.
That's good. My number 5, I guess we're going number 5. Is a Dark Pictures. I guess I put House of Ashes. Why not? The one with they're like in an Egyptian tomb or something. I think. Yeah. Just well, I put originally just Dark Pictures anyway, just
I
like
would
the whole
accept that.
franchise.
I would accept that.
But
I know I said no series, but I don't know why. But for some reason, I would accept that.
you know,
Not that it really matters.
yeah.
House Ashes is the best one.
But the whole Dark Pictures as a concept is great. Can't wait for the new ones coming up next year, hopefully.
Yeah.
The space one.
And it's basically the thing in space, which sounds so good.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't wait.
They're just so fun to play with someone.
Yeah, they are. The multiplayer
Like
thing
in
is great.
person.
Mm.
I don't know if you can do it online, but
Yeah,
in person.
yeah, you can. Yeah.
In person's way better. It's the team turns and no headsets, no nothing. Just
Oh, he's old school.
you know,
I think
you and your mates with some drinks, no porn, torture or whatever. Just some
Careful what you
good
say
Dark Pictures games. Just go.
I'm
play
just going to
them.
be cheeky and
Good
shout
fun.
out. And well, unless it's on your list. Have you? You haven't got any more Supermassive games on your list, have you? Okay,
No,
I'll wait.
I
No,
don't.
shout out to the Quarry. I think Quarry's great.
Oh yeah.
It looks
That was so
utterly
good. That was so
gorgeous.
fun playing
It's
it.
such a good looking game.
We should replay it. To be fair,
yeah.
we should replay them all. Actually,
Daddy, slow down.
that'd actually be quite good for October. Actually, it would. It just
Okay.
would.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
We do
shut
have
up.
Dark Pictures in review. Number 4. Eh? Number 4.
Okay. Okay.
Tough one. I have quite a few on here that I don't
That's
know.
good. That's good for me.
I don't know if that's horror though.
I'll
But if you
accept
take it, it would be so annoying because I'm gonna be like, I don't want to use it.
because it's like horror, it's not. How can you be slightly horror?
Because I typed in like best horror games and it was under there.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'll wait then.
What?
I'm gonna go with Alan Wake 2 because I know you're not gonna pick that. 'Cause you haven't
Okay,
played
yeah, I haven't played it yet, but I do own it.
Alan Wake 2 is utterly fantastic. It's a spiraling story of a writer and also a detective. They get kind of, as you go on, they get deeper and deeper into who they are. Either it's Alan Wake being a writer or the detective, I'm trying to think of their name. It's a survival horror in the vein of Resident Evil, but it's got this very art house sort of meta layered spiral of narrative going on around it. It's very strange. It's kind of like the most, next to Kojima, it's kind of like one of the most sort of indie art house games you can play, and everyone should play it because it's cool. It's a great sort of survival horror game, but it's got, if you love like writing and script writing and or any type of writing, it's really good. And even like the detective, you get to go into a mind palace thing, which is like this room you can pull up at any time, and you can go around, look at the detective board, put pieces together. It's just so good.
I love a good Mind Palace. Don't you all?
I
fans?
don't know what it's called. I don't think it's called Mind Palace. I think that's Sherlock, isn't it? But
I think Mind Palace is like a common concept. Well,
Yeah.
not common, but it's a concept
Yeah.
used. I've definitely heard it before.
what's your number 4, boy?
I guess I've got to put it there. In fear also that it could be your number 3. I'm going to say The Last of Us.
Ah! It was. That was literally the one I was just thinking of. You bitch. You going with 1? I assume.
Yeah, number 1, yeah, because it's the best and it's better than number 2, because number 2 kind of sucks, to be honest. Not as sucks, but it's...
Damn.
I mean, I played it once. I played number 1 like 25 times
Yeah,
plus.
I played 1. Yeah, quite a bit.
I literally played... I played it so much that I got bored of it, which is always a bad thing, because I don't want to play it anymore.
It's always a bad thing.
Even now. But yeah, just the characters, Ellie and Joel, traversing United States of America to find a cure to the plague. What's it called? I don't even know what the plague is called. Is it, there's
I
that
nearly
name?
said coronavirus. It's not coronavirus. It's the corpuscle virus. Or
Oh
whatever
yeah,
it's
the
called.
cordyceps.
Cordyceps. Whatever.
With those clickers and those boomers. Are they boomers?
I don't.
The big ones.
They might be. And if you don't want to play games because you're above that, then watch the show because it's very similar to the games and it's very good.
Yeah, you could watch the show,
really, really good.
and
play the
then
game.
that'll probably make you want to play the games. But the game is better,
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
even though the show's great.
It's different media. I think we talked about this loads of times. We're both very fascinated how they're going to do season 2, but we won't know until
Yeah.
it happens, which hopefully will be next year if they make it to next year.
What's your number 3?
My number 3.
Wait. You're ahead of me though. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was my number 4.
Yeah. There is no chance in hell that you're not going to pick that.
No.
I'm gonna go with Dead Space. More specifically, the remake that came out last year.
Okay.
Dead Space is, if you've seen, I think a good indication for anyone that doesn't know how Dead Space feels. It's kind of like the best parts of Romulus. It's about an engineer who they receive a distress call. They go to this abandoned mining vessel in the middle of nowhere, and it's just you, and the weapons you have are basically engineering tools that are being repurposed into weapons. So the idea, the core concept of the game is that you can't just shoot enemies. You have to cut their limbs off using the weapons, and they're guns. They're not like axes or anything. It's guns, but you kind of have to surgically remove limbs to stop them. I think it's probably one of the scariest games ever made. It ramps up tension like nobody's business. It's the sound design, especially the remake. It looks gorgeous. It plays so damn good. It's a tight sort of 11 hours, so it doesn't outstay its welcome. It's not too challenging, and there's enough sort of depth to it that you can, you don't just run and gun. There's loads you can go off and find, and you can backtrack, but the game kind of knows you're backtracking, so it kind of changes the game as you go. It's utterly brilliant, and Dead Space 2 is actually my favorite, but the remake of Dead Space is so damn good. I hope they remake 2, but they're not going to because nobody bought Dead Space 1.
Oh.
So there we go, but 2 is probably better. And I remember actually that was one of the first games I bought at Game Station, and I think I was underage or something. And my parents were with me, and they had to buy it for me. It was one of the very early games where I thought, I'm a bit naughty here playing this game.
Oh, Game Station, that's taking me back a few years.
Yeah. I had loads of points with Game Station, then they went bust.
Oh.
Not that I remember to use them. What's your number 3?
I have fear in my heart because I know it's coming. You're down to your last 2, so I'm gonna put
say it, aren't you?
Alien Isolation.
Yeah, I knew he was
gonna
3. Fucking say it. I knew it.
It is worthy of I think
a bit higher.
But I just have to nab it because it's so tense, the game, and it's just it's just the one game that you just want a remake. Well, not say a remake, but a sequel for.
Yes.
And it's just unfortunate that they won't do one.
No.
Because you're Ellen Ripley, and you have to. You're sent to get the.
Who are you?
You're Amanda.
There you go.
Amanda Ripley, and you're sent to get the what's it called? Voice box or something. The recorded message of your mother, Ellen Ripley, I think.
That's right. Yeah, to find out where.
That's basically why you're sent to the space station with the alien on.
Yep.
And there's androids who are really scary.
Now, you see, I don't typically like stealth games, but that's probably one of the rare exceptions where I'm like,
oh yeah,
it's so.
The thing,
fun.
because stealth games are so tense, and even if they're not horror.
I think the Alien, apart from maybe now and again, I think the Alien and the way they did the Alien is the best they could have done it.
Oh yeah.
And it holds up. I think the game looks gorgeous. It doesn't run great now, but it looks so good.
Yeah, I've been replaying it. I haven't played it for a while, but I am replaying it. And the Alien is a bitch.
I'd say, in a way, the only problem I have with it, and it's a good problem, is it's too long. It's 18 hours, which is, I think, it's quite long for a horror game, but I enjoyed all of it.
More the merrier, especially since you don't get a sequel.
That's true.
More the merrier.
That's true. That's a great pick.
More tense, the more.
So I've got 2 left, yeah?
You got 2 left.
I don't know if that class is a horror game. So I'm gonna be the good man, and I'm gonna say that it's not, because if when I look at this game, I don't go, oh, it's a horror game. So I'm
Okay.
gonna actually ignore that one, but it would be. Let me just say, if I was confident it was a horror game, it'd be on my number one easily.
What can you tell me what it is?
What have you got in your list?
Okay, fine. Say it after. I know mine are horror games.
Okay.
Because I'm
At
not
number 2,
stupid.
I'm gonna put Resident Evil 7. There was so many Resident Evils to pick from.
7. I don't think I've played 7.
And arguably 4 is the better one in terms of the remake. But the way I played 7 was entirely in VR.
Oh.
And
Oh yeah, 7.
easily the scariest game.
Oh yeah, 7's great actually.
7
I
is
have
so,
played it.
apart from the last act on the boat, which kind of goes downhill a bit, and it gets a bit like, what's going on, guys? The actual stuff in the main game, like the bayou house and everything, and the what they call it, the residents, I guess.
The Bakers.
The evil residents, the bakers. That's
They're
them.
called the Bakers.
I think the game itself, I've played it. I think I played a bit in non-VR. It kind of redefines what Resident Evil should be. Very simple, very level design driven, very atmospheric. But in VR, I still to this day do not know how Capcom did that. VR games, they haven't really evolved much. There's only a few which you can say are really quite incredible. And Resident Evil 7 came out with a free VR update. No, actually, it launched in VR. A free VR version that was running on the PS4, and it worked so damn well. I still cannot believe to this day how they made that work as well as it did.
Yeah, that is such a good game to pick.
And it's a great game regardless.
Yeah, yes, it is really good. I went through a Resident Evil phase early this year. I think.
What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite Resident Evil?
Now that you reminded me
7?
of it, probably 7, but it wasn't on my list.
Yeah, I was assuming it wasn't.
Because I completely forgot about it.
But 2 is great, and 4 is incredible. I would say
2 and 4 are great.
I would argue that
I mean, one's
without
fun to
VR,
play.
4 would be better, but I don't know.
One's fun to play.
Speaking of 1,
but
oh no,
but Resident Evil 1 without a guide, especially the first time round, is impossible.
I've never played 1. I'm waiting for them to
And it's
remake it,
like,
which I think they will. I think I'll be in the next one.
The next one.
I assume like the next remake will probably be
The next
will
remake.
be a 1.
My number 2 is Resident Evil 4, I guess, because that's on my list. And I would have put 7, but I've completely forgot it existed.
4 is a great
I put
choice.
4, yeah, 4's great.
That remake is so damn
Got
good.
it last Christmas and played through it in January and didn't play another game on my PS5. Well, I did maybe one.
It's so good.
But
Resident Evil 4 is
yeah,
so
it's,
well
it's,
designed.
it's so good. Leon Kennedy.
Yeah.
Wait,
And,
is it his first time on the force?
And Ava. Is it Ava? No, what's her name?
What? No.
What's her name? What was her name? It's Ashley.
Oh,
And,
Ashley. That's Ashley.
No, what's the one in the one in the
Ada.
Ada? That's it.
How
Ada,
could you
my
forget
God.
Ada?
Oh, I know.
That tight suit.
Leon's. I don't think no. Resident Evil 2 is before 4
Yeah, oh yeah, that's Leon. Yeah.
because that's his he's a rookie cop. Yeah, 4's a great pick.
Yeah.
Number 1.
What's he gonna pick?
If I was confident in the game that I don't think is a horror, it would easily be here. And because you took Alien Isolation,
Was that your number 1?
it might have been. It definitely kind of rejigged. I'm gonna go with, again, probably much to your despisal. Despisal, is that a word? I'm gonna go with Last of Us 2, Part 2. I've also only played this game once, but I've started it up like at least 2 more times. So maybe that's an indictment on the game because I think it's I'd say probably too long. I think it's I was talking earlier about obviously like indie games, indie art house style games. I think Last of Us 2 and its script and its storytelling is unlike any game. I think Part 1, it makes Part 1 feel like a blockbuster in a good way. And I think part 2 doesn't give a shit and goes like full on, more like a television show than it, and that's why I'm fascinated to see what they do with 2. I think the fact that Naughty Dog and Sony kept half of Last of Us Part 2 a secret, an entire half of it, they kept it completely secret, and nobody knew that it had this second half to it that, you know, spoilers, I guess, for Last of Us Part 2, put you in the roles of the antagonist, and then made you fall, not in love with her, but for a sort of connect you with her struggles and, you know, give a new perspective. And by the end of it, I think the boss fight, spoilers for Last of Us Part 2, the boss fight of Abby versus Ellie, I think was one of the most like staggering things I've ever. I think it's just so smart, and I think it probably should have ended there. It goes on for a bit too long.
Yeah.
Production values are ridiculous.
The way they made you play as Abby though, I hated it. It was. I don't know like why anyone having played Last of Us 1 and 2 at that point wouldn't do what I did and just rush through it to know what happened. I would like the way they would take their time, because
I love Part 2.
It's
and luckily I know more people that like Part 2 than I don't. So
that's nuts.
That's the only thing that's sort of making me happy. So
that's
although
nuts.
I think Part 2 is. I'm fascinated to see what they do with the show, and I hope they keep it faithful, because I think the writing and the script of Part 2 is completely unique. Anyway, that's my number 1. What is your number 1, Alex Plus?
The one, the only. Outlast.
Yeah, I knew. It was on my list, but I didn't put it in. Outlast 1, I assume?
One. It's so good. It's like, because you're a journalist going to a mental asylum. I don't know why you're going there, to be honest. I guess because it's just an interesting story.
It's you and found footage journalists.
It's an interesting story.
It's
and then you like I love it. I love horror games that also like you get into the asylum and then like your first objective is like get out. It's like find the exit.
I would. I mean,
it's like find the exit, because you get like thrown off like the first floor onto the ground floor, covered with glass, and then you're just like, it's like, yeah,
that game is scary.
Get out.
That game is really
Go
scary.
to the basement, turn on the power, you know.
Oh god,
to escape.
It's absolutely horrendous.
It's so I should play it again.
It's not very long, is it?
It was the day, I think the day of maybe a Muse concert. I was playing it to like without dying. I did the DLC without dying, and I think I got so close. I got within like the last like minute, and there was a lot like you can choose between going like into one like to shimmy through like one pipe or the other pipe. I think I went to the like
Mario,
you know, the nearest one, but the ghost got me. And I was so annoyed.
A ghost? There's a ghost in there?
Yeah.
There's a ghost in that. I mean, I think is that the Whistleblower DLC? Because I've played that, but I can't remember a ghost.
I think there's a ghost in the normal one, because that's like that's the story coming to
what do you think of it too? I really like 2.
I really like 2.
I feel like it's close to being really good, but I don't know. Something about it.
Yeah, I like 2.
Maybe it was did try to do too much. Maybe, I don't know.
But I don't know. It was just.
Cause there's the school stuff, isn't there?
Because the thing I love about Outlast 1 and these sort of games, like sort of like Batman, Arkham Asylum, it's just like
one location.
Okay.
I was like, where's he making the comparison?
And yeah, I just love it. I just love
shit out of people. I love being in asylums. That's my niche.
Yeah.
Batman, Arkham Asylum, Outlast.
I just love being in asylums and being insane.
Okay, well that was it. So my game that I felt not confident to put it in this category, which easily would have been my number 1, is the Walking Dead Telltale series. Because it's a horror genre in terms of the franchise, but I wouldn't say that game's a horror game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would easily be number 1. I think the Walking Dead Telltale is the best Walking Dead. I'm saying it.
Yeah, that's
best
a good
Walking
shout.
Dead has ever been made.
It is good.
Season 1 is a masterpiece. Season 2 is incredible, and yeah, we just season 3 is fine, season 4 is fine, but the first season is a masterpiece.
Oh, that's good.
There we have it. that was good. And because this podcast has gone on for quite a while, I think we're gonna wrap up there.
Cool.
So what I said at the start of the show,
We can get rid of that.
we can just save it for next time. So so basically now, viewer, listener, you'll have to tune in next time to find out what we're doing. We've got you in a binding contract. Anyway, we hope you like listening to us go through our favorite films and games. Let us know in the comments. That's what they say in it.
Halloween. Oh yeah.
What,
Comment down below your favorite
what your favorite games. And
favorite
films are.
Halloween games and films.
And maybe we should do. I don't know. Could we do TV? There's not much TV, is there really? So it'd be a bit of a stretch. But maybe we could think of another category. Maybe the worst horror films. But that feels a bit mean. But anyway. So thank you for listening, Alex. Do you have anything left to say?
Halloween. Yeah.